Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called How to Become a Celebrity for $100 and a Lot of Hard Work. We live in an era now where elevating your media profile can make a dramatic difference in your earning potential. We're going to show you how you can become a celebrity with $100 and a lot of hard work. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the show, as well as like, follow, and comment on it. I also want to tell you that the show is sponsored by HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a company that allows you to purchase live calls with hundreds of celebrities for $19.95 and $29.95. You can have them call you and speak to you live, or they can leave a message on your voicemail. Once again, HollywoodIsCalling.com. Give it a try. Now let's get started. All over the world, people are using social media to try and capture as much attention for themselves as they possibly can. The reason most of these people do this is because they're trying to either enhance their bank account or their social lives. There's also another really interesting reason that so many people are doing this, and that is they simply need to escape their 9-to-5 jobs. The percentage of people out there who hate what they do for a living seems to be getting larger every day. And a lot of people feel that if they can elevate their profile, then that may put them on a trajectory to another career. And there is truth in that. We're going to disclose some of the ways that you can accomplish that goal and put yourself on a path to fame and fortune. But it can't be an unrealistic path. It has to be a path with a reasonable statistical probability of success. And that's what we're going to show you. The first and most important thing is that you have to invest a lot of time and effort into mastering social media. And you have to do this in a very purposeful way. That's really important. Don't put countless videos of yourself combing your hair or trying on new shoes online. It's just going to be too random, and it's not going to advance you towards your goal. If you're interested in fashion, then create those videos in a way that brings you closer to your goal of celebrity and perhaps selling a service or promoting your company in some way. The entire point of all the time, effort, and energy that you put into your work has to be in advancing you towards your goal of becoming a celebrity. And if not a celebrity, then elevating your profile enough to raise you above all your competitors. Next, I want you to figure out what your brand is going to be, and then arrange and structure all your effort, all your social media activity from that point forward, so that it moves you towards the achievement of that goal. What you do has to be purposeful. Don't make it random. Don't make it contrived and fake, but it has to be purposeful. For example, let's say you want to build a brand and a career around the possibility of being a celebrity interviewer. Let's say your goal is to interview celebrities and VIPs on a regular basis and to build a show or a channel around that. The way you do that is you start taking your smartphone with you everywhere that you and your friends go, and you start interviewing your friends with questions that you have prepared ahead of time. Put some effort into creating the scenarios, the questions, the locations. Structure it so that it is purposeful and intent driven. Go to a bar, go to the mall, go to the park, go on dates, go wherever you go, but create the benefit of social media that is inching you forward towards your goal. Make sure you have your interview questions planned and written out ahead of time and memorized. Don't just ramble on the camera with incoherent questions that you just made up half a second ago, because the audience will sense that. You have to ask questions that will captivate the interest of the audience. The next really important element of what you do should be that your interviews should enhance and elevate both you and the person you're interviewing. If you think that you're going to get far by asking a lot of embarrassing questions that disrespect or damage the reputation of the person you're interviewing, you won't. You'll get away with it a few times, but eventually you'll gain a reputation as someone who's trying to hurt the people they're trying to interview, and then nobody will want to be interviewed by you. The next thing that's really important is experience. Remember, nothing is as easy as it appears. Uh, the way you gain confidence and credibility is to repeat, repeat, and repeat. That's how you build confidence. That's how you build competence. And that's how you build experience. And once you achieve that experience, you'll gain this relaxed manner of doing things that causes the viewer to believe that you really know what you're doing. The next thing you need to do in the pursuit of your celebrity or in an attempt to elevate your profile is to innovate. You have to come up with a unique niche or a unique way of doing what it is you want to do on camera so that it holds the viewer's attention. Now, mind you, this doesn't have to be something silly like stunts or crazy activity. You can simply talk and hold people's attention if it's entertaining, if it's interesting, or if it benefits them. Now, next, I'm going to discuss the most important aspect of what you're going to do. And that is that whatever it is, you have to benefit your audience. That's really important because the reason people will tune in and watch what you do or like you is because you benefit them somehow. If you're a gifted mechanic, create videos which show people how to fix their cars for free or very inexpensively. If you're a stunningly beautiful looking model that people love looking at or listening to, then use that, leverage that to gain their attention. But it has to be done in a way that allows you to pursue your goal. Don't be short-sighted. Don't debase yourself with nude or vulgar videos or photos. The minute you do that, then a large percentage of the advertisers out there will immediately dismiss you and want nothing to do with you or your brand. Everyone always thinks that Kim Kardashian's celebrity came from the tape that she released. That's only partially true. The majority of her success came from the fact that she was guided by her mother, who was a manager, and helped structure her deals and her efforts so that she was put on a path towards success. Remember, if you think that putting out a tape is all it takes to achieve financial success, then keep this in mind. Right now, there are countless porn stars and former porn stars in the entertainment industry who've made countless tapes, and they're all broke. Most of them are struggling financially, and all those tapes they made have done very little, if anything, for them. Now we're going to discuss something really interesting, and that's lighting. When I posed the question, why do you need $100 to become a celebrity? The answer is one word. It's lighting. If you're going to be shooting videos of yourself on YouTube, then you have to have great lighting. Amazon has a large number of photography lighting kits that you can purchase for under $100. Most of these kits will come with 2 to 4 photography lights, and you need to learn how to set them up in a way that flatters you during your videos. Have you ever heard the expression that the only difference between a $25 million movie and a $50,000 direct-to-video amateur film is lighting? Well, that's only a little bit of an exaggeration. And the reason for that is, if you watch the first 2 minutes of a major motion picture and then watch the first 2 minutes of a small independent or poorly made film, you'll immediately be able to tell which is which without going any farther. And one of the telltale signs is lighting. So learn how to master lighting. That will immediately make a huge difference. Lighting is everything. You should study it and learn it the way you learned how to use your camera. The next thing is collaboration. Put effort into meeting and collaborating with celebrities and VIPs. Now remember, when you meet a celebrity, you're only going to get 30 or 60 seconds. And they do not want to hear small talk. They don't want to make small talk. The only thing they're interested in discussing with you is how you can benefit them, how you can help them, or most importantly, how you can make money for them. All of this has to be thought out and in advance, and it has to be repeatedly rehearsed by you, because when you do get 30 or 60 seconds of a celebrity's time, you'll probably get starstruck and start stuttering, and that is not a good impression. The short discussion you have with them should not be about you. It should be about an idea or a project that you're working on that would benefit them and help the both of you get closer to your goals. That's the conversational golden ticket with celebrities. What can you do for them? They don't care that you're from the same small town they're from. They don't care that you were the star cheerleader of your high school football team. They don't care about how good looking you are. And if you are good looking, they may try and date you for half an hour, but that'll be the extent of it. The only thing they really care about is how you can advance their careers and their financial interests. Now, if you're smart and you approach them and pitch them in a really good way, then you may get them to give you their manager's number or their phone number so that you can discuss this later in the week. If they don't want to give you their number, then offer to give. If they don't want to give you their number, then offer to give them your number, and tell them, there's a lot more to this proposal that I'd like to discuss with you. Here, please call me during the week, when you have a moment, and I'd be glad to get into the details with you. Now, another really important thing to the once you're on this path is you have to think long term. So, what does thinking long term mean? It means ownership. You need to own your brand, your trademarks, your copyrights, your social media channels, your websites. You need to own all of that. And I'll tell you why. Because if you generate a lot of heat and a lot of interest, then at some point the serious players, they'll approach you. They'll want to do a deal with you. And somewhere buried in that deal, this almost always happens, will be language in which you give the rights to all your trademarks, copyrights, videos, your brands to them. They'll own everything in exchange for some nominal amount. And here's the clever part, and the possibility of doing more work with you in the future. Now, mind you, that almost never happens. All they want is to capture your assets, and your assets are your intellectual property, your brands, your trademarks, your YouTube channels. They want all of that. And why is that? So they can then go on to build a billion-dollar franchise with it. The entertainment industry is littered with the bodies of countless people who all had a clever idea, and then they did a bad deal with a network or a studio or somebody else, like a record company, and they were given a small amount of money. It seemed like a lot of money when they were broke. Maybe they got 10 grand or 50 grand. It seems like a lot of money when you're broke. But when that network or studio goes on to turn your brand into a billion-dollar franchise, and 5 years later, you're working at a fast food restaurant, and the studio comes out with your movie or your TV show, while you're struggling for tip money, you will want to throw up. Don't do that. Remain strong. Put in the thousands of hours it takes to build up your own brands, your own social media presence, and pursue it very, very relentlessly. So having said that, I want to thank you and tell you that we will talk to you soon. Good luck. Bye-bye.